Hi neighbors, welcome back to another video of Cooking with Neighbors. It is I, Jerry Ellen, and today I'm making dinner. So I'm doing sort of like a what's for dinner, I guess, for the video. Graham texted, he left his job site and he's on his way home, so I am getting started. Anywho, I am making like a shake and bake, just a simple version of shake and bake. And I'm going to be making potato stuffed bell peppers, green bell peppers. So I'm going to use chicken thighs for my chicken today. I trimmed off any excess fat and skin off of it. And what I do with the skin is I bag it. I put it in a baggie in the freezer usually, and then we can fry it up at a later date, and you can put it on top of your chicken Parmesan Caesar salad or what have you. Anyway, there's my chicken thighs. Chitter chatter, Jerry, that's what I do. So chitter chatter, let's get at it. Let's make a mess. Because this was not planned. I'm going to go get a cup of all-purpose flour. I'm preheating my oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and to that, you can use panko breadcrumbs if you want. I'm just using Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. I'm going to kind of overflow a half cup, okay? A good teaspoon of paprika. I'm going to put a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. Some pepper, let's take off the cover. It works better that way. Ooh, there we go. And we like flour egg seasoning. So I'm putting a teaspoon. Instead of using salt, I'm going to use, look, you can tell we like it, like getting down to the nitty gritty. A teaspoon, actually 2, let's put 2. Almost, that was almost 2. That was more like 1.5. It is so nice out. I love the fall. I love it. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Nice time of year. I want to make sure that all the seasonings are through there really well. Trying to use up some stuff in my freezer so I can get ready for holiday stuff to be put in there. So it's a good problem to have a full freezer, but anyway. I wouldn't really call it a problem, eh? I'm going to drizzle, I'm limited with space here. I'm going to drizzle some olive oil in my pan. My oven is ready. My new dish rack. I have a small kitchen, so anyway.
I have 10 chicken thighs. This is enough shake and bake mix probably for at least a dozen.
Coat it really well. Let's see if I can fit them all in this. You know what? There's a different pan.
And I forget to oil the different pan.
I'll use this one. Because I know I can fit it on. I know I can fit it. I know I can make it. Like Laverne and Shirley. I know I can make it. And Mary Tyler Moore. They all made it. I patted my chicken dry because if it's kind of wet and stuff, it doesn't really stick well, and then your coating gets like wet and hard and then you got clumps in there and it's hard to get the next one coated. My mom used to make shake and bake quite often. We loved it. And my guys love it. We would put it in a brown paper bag, my dad and stuff, and shake it. It was fun. But you can't save this crumbs because there's raw chicken in it. So what you don't use, you got to get rid of. That's all there is to it. This is like 3 tablespoons of butter I melted. And I'm going to add like 3 tablespoons of a vegetable oil.
Optional step. I just decided to do this because I had extra shake and bake left over.
And I'm going to spoon some of this over.
And this is not a copycat of shake and bake. This is just a simple version that I throw together for sometimes pork chops, my chicken, and we really like it, and I thought I'd share it.
And then I'm going to add a little bit more of the breadcrumbs to the top of this. I hear you, honey. Daddy's on his way home. And I gotta wash my hands again because, like I said, there was raw chicken in this. I'm gonna discard it and wash my hands. And I wash my hands when I shut the camera off before I put them in this too. So, constant, I tell you, it's constant. Okay, I'm gonna wash this here. Throw this out. Put this in. Turn that off for now. Okay, in a pot, I have a lot of water and some salt and washed peeled potatoes. And they're in there. I'm going to turn them on. 4 good-sized potatoes, like a, what do you call it, a baking potato, that size. Or just enough potatoes to equal that size. So 4 or 5 good size, depending on how much you want to really pack your bell peppers. I have 4 large bell peppers. This amount of potato could probably do 6, but we like to have a little bit of extra potato. Terry, she's scratching her ear and hitting the stove. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. What I do is I put my chicken in there, and by the time my potatoes are done and what I'm going to add to them and what I'm going to do and put them in there, they'll be both halfway cooked, the chicken, probably. And then when the chicken is at least a little more than halfway cooked, that's when I put my peppers in the oven. Okay, I'm just going to put the lid on these with a little bit of space off a jar to get the water boiling quicker with my potatoes. In the meantime, I'm going to grate some cheese. Use whatever cheese you want, whatever you enjoy. It could be mozzarella, it could be cheddar, it could be whatever you want. Actually, I might save this for another recipe that I want to do this weekend. This is my Mexican fiesta. I'm going to use Monterey Jack jalapeno. I'm going to grate 2 cups. Yeah, I usually make more mashed potato than what I would put in there because sometimes we just like extra mashed potato. Anyway, this holds 2 cups. 400 grams. You used to get you used to get a pound. Now you get 400 grams and pay more money. Anywho. It's usually about half of the block is usually, I get 2 cups of cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I gotta tidy up a wee little bit. That's it. My dad would be joking like that. That's something that he would say. When we were having tea or whatever, he'd say, "Pass the tea bag." When he wanted a tea bag. Oh goodness.
Mom would have like laser eyes. Like, what do you say?
Oh yeah, pass the tea bag.
Yeah.
I laugh, and then I said, "What do you think, Dad?" He goes, "Oh, that's pretty ugly."
I did that once to my dad when I was a little kid, but it was he always made his own spaghetti sauce, and I was like, "Dad, this sauce isn't good. It's great." But he had a moment of like, oh.
Had a moment where he was gonna cry.
Yeah.
So neighbors, I'm just cutting these bell peppers in half to create 2 large boats that are going to hold the cheesy mashed potato mix. So now that my bell peppers are washed and I de-seeded them and I cleaned out most of the membrane or whatever out of them, and I'm just checking to see if my potatoes are fork tender.
It's so delicious.
So neighbors, my potatoes are all done. So I'm straining off the water and I am going to return them to the pot, and I'm going to get the things that I want to mash into these potatoes. So I'm adding a good cup worth of sour cream. I'm using full fat sour cream, but use whatever kind you want.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to mash these up. I'm fortunate today. I have an active house. The cats are meowing, the dog's barking. I got some company in the kitchen. So some of this video is going to be voiceover because of that. So I just added a half a stick of butter. So like 4 tablespoons of butter. And squishing all that in there. I'm going to add a little bit of milk to this. I don't want my potatoes to be don't want them like soupy or liquidy, I guess you can say. I want them nice thick mashed potato to stuff into these bell peppers. And neighbors, here I go with my Larry's seasoning. I'm going to put a good 2 teaspoons of Larry's in there. I hope you're all well, neighbors. Thank you for being here and spending some time with me. I just added a splash of milk, nothing much, probably like 1/4 of a cup. But yes, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'm going to be adding my 2 cups of cheese to this as well. Okay, in goes the 2 cups of cheese. And give that all a good mix about and make sure it's all incorporated really well. Okay, time to stuff these babies here and get them into the oven.
What am I doing, Lucien?
Neighbors, I can honestly say this is a supper or dinner that is a must try. It really is comforting. It smells amazing cooking. It tastes great.
It smells amazing. The chicken is smelling good. The pepper's cooking up in there. It smells so good. So it's going to take a little bit for the peppers. We like them for this recipe on the softer side. So I just checked on them and they're starting to get there, but they're not there yet. And the chicken is still cooking anyway. So hopefully everything will be done at the same time. So I'm just finishing doing the dishes. Oh, and look what I made over there. Banana chocolate chip. So I had 2 bananas in the freezer that I wanted to use, so I made this today. That's on the channel too. But yeah. Hi, Mooney. Hi. How are you? And this is what she's looking like. I believe it's ready. One sec.
So my chicken thighs, I like to cook chicken thighs to a higher temperature than the 165 degrees Fahrenheit that's needed for chicken. I usually cook them until they're about 175 or so because I like them that way because they're really tender. And my bell peppers, we like them kind of soft. So the cheesy mashed potato bell peppers take about 35 to 45 minutes.
My goodness. Now, I am going to put some, you can put green onions, bacon bits, French's onions. I'll put this one for me. Never mind. I don't know if the rest of them want it, so. But they'll dress up their own the way that they want. Anyway, this is what we're having for dinner tonight, or what's for supper, what's for dinner, dinner time in the Fraser residence, whatever you want to call it, but it's delicious. And I'll give you another gander at it. Look at those. I love it, I love it. And then, the chicken, the juicy chicken. So there's my plate. I'm actually going to open up a package of gravy and heat up some gravy because I think they might like some with theirs.
All I can say is it's delicious. You gotta try it. It's just
Graham got some poutine gravy on his cheesy potato.
gravy on my cheesy potatoes. Feels like it's Thanksgiving and it's not.
Love you, hon.